How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Appreciate you for taking the time out for this. You're one of our favorite vocalists, so we had to get you on here.
You, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we want to start off talking about the EP because we've waited a long time for you to put out something. Like I said, you're one of our favorite vocalists, you as well as your sister. You guys are vocal beasts. But the new EP, Family Affair, what is it all about?
Well, Family Fair is just just a little short EP that's about my life, things that I've had to accomplish, things I had to overcome. It's just like a little open book about the things that I've experienced.
Right. And, take me through the creative process of, putting this whole thing together. We know you can sing, but, just talk about the creative process of it and what goes on behind the scenes when putting this together.
Well, I'm the last member of Xscape to put out a solo EP,
Right.
and it was almost like an accident.
Mm,
Because I really didn't see myself doing anything solo. I love being in the group, but I've written songs for a lot of different artists, and it was
yeah.
a particular song that I wrote called "Almost Over" like some years ago that I had went for an operation.
Mm,
So fibroids, women, I used to. It sounds weird talking this to you, but I mean, I had fibroids, and my doctor told me the best thing to do was to have a hysterectomy.
mm,
And what was supposed to be an outpatient surgery ended up she messed up. So I
mm,
was hospitalized for a long time. And during the hospital time, when I was hospitalized, I was like so depressed, because I couldn't do anything. We had a lot of shows that we were supposed to do that the group couldn't perform because I was in a hospital, didn't know if I was going to live or not. And so
right.
the songs that my husband he brought the song that I written a long time ago was Almost Over. This inspirational song telling you don't give up, just
Mm,
telling you to just keep going no matter what, how your storm look. And that song inspired me. And I was like, you know what? If it inspired me through one of the rough times of my life, I wanted
yeah,
to inspire and encourage other people. So that was
right.
the birth of Family Affair. But
Nice. So, like you've mentioned, you're the last member of Escape to put something out solo. Was there any fear to do so the moment you dropped your music? Was there a anxious moment of like, I don't know how people are gonna feel about this?
yes, I did want to do a complete album. That's why
Right,
I did EP. With 6 songs because I wanted to make sure I wanted to give my fans a little something to see how they would react to it. Because even though you can be in love with something and somebody else might not like what you do, so I
right.
wanted to give them just enough to see if that it was something that they wanted to hear, and the responses have been overwhelming.
Yeah, I can say that as well. On our side, a lot of people, when we dropped your music, at first they were like, I didn't know she was going solo. You dropped some record and we've gotten positive responses for it. So it's great.
Thank you so much.
So, as well as along with your solo stuff, of course, you're still on the road with Xscape. And I think what's really cool is you guys have been on the road for the last couple of years, and the response that we see, the people that show up. Did you even realize how big of a following you guys still had today?
No, I didn't. It was
Right,
wow. It was I couldn't believe it, because when we were supposed to do Essence 2 years ago, they put
right,
us in this little bitty room. They didn't put us on the main stage.
right.
And when we were inside, we could hear the people chanting, "We want escape. We want escape." And they put us in the super lounge. And the super
Yeah,
lounge said they held like 5,000 people.
yeah.
But the place was, people got trampled over. People couldn't even come in. It was crazy. When we saw the aftermath afterwards, they had to bring us back for the main stage.
Right.
So we were like, oh my gosh, they still love us.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about Escape is that, of course, the people that came up with you, that grew up with you guys, they still love your music, but I notice a lot of young people love your music as well. What do you think? Why do you think that is?
Because I think our music is timeless.
Yeah,
The songs that we do, it has meaning to it. And
right.
you can sing it in the 90s, you can sing it now. When we're dead and gone, they're still going to be singing it. Timeless music.
Yeah. And of course, Escape dropped an EP 2 years ago. I don't know how many people caught that one, but you guys dropped an EP. Talk about your expectations for Escape and new music in 2020 or even back in 2018. It's been so long since you guys had put out anything. What were your expectations for that project?
We just wanted to make good music. We wanted
Yeah.
them to remember us like the music they did that we did in '90s, back in the
Mm,
'90s. And we had some mature things, and it wasn't the whole group. It was only us. It was three people, which
right.
was me, my sister, Latasha, and Tiny. Candy didn't want to do music, but she
Mm,
felt like it would tarnish our legacy
right.
at the time. So we went on and did Escape 3. So instead of the E on the back, you turn the E around and you make it a 3. And then when she come
Right.
back, we always turn it back to Escape.
Right.
So, I would say that we were the BBD of New Edition. So we were the BBD of Escape because our music is more like hip hop ish, and it's a little different than the Escape sound.
Yeah, exactly. So, a lot of people here right now, they love Xscape. They love you guys since you guys first came out. I want to ask you a couple of questions just about the history. I've been interviewing a lot of Social Deaf members over the last couple of weeks,
Oh
and one
wow.
of the cool things that they've been saying is that, Jermaine Dupri, when he writes these records, he's actually singing on the record, and at first it trips them out because, it's not the most vocally pleasing, but it works. So just take me through those moments when he played you a demo and you were like, wait a minute, but it worked.
Yeah, Jermaine Dupri, he's a musical genius. And it's funny because it was times when we were in the studio and he would say, do this note. So I'm like, you want me to do it like that? You want me to, I said, Jermaine, that's a mess. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He would hear something and
Yeah,
sing it, and we'd be like, okay, I think you're trying to do, oh, yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Like, but that's not what you just did, JD.
right.
Yeah, it used to be so funny because he swear he could sing. Let me tell you, Jermaine think he can sing. I don't know
Yeah.
what ear he can hear out of, but no, sir. But
Hmm.
songs, like the understandings and like just kicking it and everything it was just so us. What he wrote was tailored to us as a group.
Yeah. Like on your debut album, when he was doing these demos and telling you guys to sing it a certain way, was it a long, drawn out process for you guys to finally understand what he was trying to do, or was it right away?
No, not really. It was right away. It was right
Yeah.
away. We could see what he wanted us to go with it, and then we put our own little touch on it that
Right.
would take it to another level.
Right. So, with your debut, a lot of people love the debut. They love all the records that came from that, and they remember that era and just how fast you guys blew up. Just take me back to what you remember most, or what excites you the most about that era when you think back to it.
Oh my gosh, the fun that we had. We were just graduating high school. We were little girls. So to be able to go out and be successful in our craft was amazing. We had so much fun. And it wasn't just work. We worked hard, but we
Right.
made sure we played a lot. I remember one of my most memorable times where we were at this conference and Tupac was there.
Oh
And
wow.
it was like inside the conference, it was like a hotel where the rooms are inside. You can go over the balcony, and you know how the rooms are all inside. So we were so silly back then. We had water guns, and we had the water guns out the room, and we were squirting, hitting people in the water with the water. They was looking like. So we hit Tupac, and Tupac was like. Then he started counting up the floors where we were. He was like 1, 2, 3, 4. And also he disappeared. When he started coming towards we took off running. We ran. I think we were in Candy's room. We ran out. Everybody ran into their own rooms. Like we would just have dumb fun back then.
Right. And then the second album comes Off the Hook. Who Can I Run To? That was your shining moment. Love you on that song. Just
Thank you.
talk about what you remember about recording that one.
Actually, my sister introduced us to Who Can I Run To,
Mm.
and when I heard it, I didn't like it at first. I
Oh.
was like, this song sounds old. It's like, listen to the melodies. Listen to how the Jones girls did the song back in the day. She was like, just listen to their tones. We can make it our own. And she was like, oh, you're gonna sing lead. I was like, I'm not singing lead on this.
Mm.
Uh, you and Candy, y'all go ahead and have this. And Jermaine was like, oh no, you're singing. And I
Oh.
was like, okay, whatever.
And then the third album, Traces of My Lipstick. This is the one that everyone, even to this day, they're still rocking with. And I didn't know this, but you actually wrote one of my favorites on the album, All I Need. I didn't know you wrote that one.
Yes.
I
Oh,
love that song. And then just the background vocals that you guys put together on that song. Talk about that song a little bit.
a friend of mine, LaFarron Miles, he and I wrote that. And LaFarron went to school, went to church with us.
Mm.
So the harmonies that you hear is something we learned from church. So when we brought it to the group, Jermaine loved it. He was like, "Yeah, y'all have to do this." And it was just like our blends. You know, our blends are incredible. We know we fall right into. If we hear a song, we know what notes we're gonna sing, and we can just start singing it. Our voice is just so unique that it just blends perfectly. And that was one of the songs that I had fun. I had fun doing with the group.
Hmm. See, that song to me is a sleeper in the Xscape discography. What are some sleepers for you that people need to go back and check out if they forgot about them?
I would say "Hard to Say Goodbye."
Ooh, yeah.
That song should have been a single. Like
Right.
"Hard to Say Goodbye," definitely. That was one. And the rest of the songs, "Softest Place on Earth."
Oh yeah. Joe wrote that one for you guys,
Joe
right?
Hill, yes,
Yeah.
that one. He did that.
Yeah. Love that song. So, like I said, you guys are back on the road, or you guys were back on the road. After doing it for so many years, does it start to feel like work for you? Because I know you have a family and everything now. Does going on the road feel like work, or can you still have fun like you guys did back in the day?
We still have fun. We reunited 2017, and everybody had their own tour buses. So our family was able to come out on the tour bus to see us perform. You know, after the shows, we had off days where we just go out. We had off day in Miami, so
Mm,
we out in Miami on the beach. We just having a good old time. So we know how to incorporate fun with work.
mm, love it. So, Tamika, what I'll do now, I know we have a lot of Escape fans, Tamika Scott fans in here. If you guys have any questions for her, let's take a couple of questions. See if we have any here.
Hi, Mel. I don't see any questions. I just see. What you see?
We got comments. We don't have questions yet.
Right. Softest place on earth. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Tamika, while we're waiting for questions, what do you have coming up? You just dropped the EP. A lot of people are loving it right now. What's the plan?
Just working it. You know, before this epidemic, I had shows, and I
Hmm.
was supposed to do. I was doing the Tom Joyner cruise to be able to perform my song, "Go Outside in the Rain," which is my new single off my EP, Family Affair. So I had a lot of stuff that I was supposed to do. So I'm just really just promoting my EP, Family Affair,
Right. All
and
right.
let
I got.
everybody know it's available on all digital platforms. You could download it, you can stream it. Family Affair, Tamika Scott.
Nice. All right. Well, we got three questions here. Let me just give you these three, and then we'll see what else we have going on. But the first one comes from Desmond. He asked, "Why didn't we get a video for Softest Place on Earth?"
Well, that will be in the movie that's coming out, the biopic. Yeah, at that time we were like almost disbanded. You know, we were dysfunction by that time, the group, and like we were in the midst of breaking up. So
Mm,
we people couldn't agree. People didn't want to do it. Some people didn't want to do it. Some of us did. So it was like a split decision at the time. So we just wasn't on one accord at the time.
right. No, a lot of people are asking about the biopic. Do you have any information on that?
Well, oh, just pray for us, y'all. Pray for us.
I hear you. And then here's one question for you from the fans. How did you even get into singing? I know Latasha played a big role in that, but how did you kind of develop your skills as a vocalist?
Well, we grew up in a singing household. My father, which is a pastor, I'm a PK. He had a group. He had a group back in the day called the Scott Three, where him and his two brothers song. They were famous in Detroit. So singing was just a part of our lifestyle. Everything we did, we learned through song. Schoolwork, it had something to do with church, anything. He taught us. He played the piano. So we come from a musical background. My mom, my dad, everybody sings.
Right. I'll give you one last question here. The last Escape album was Traces of My Lipstick. You've dropped EPs since then, but would you be happy as a member of Xscape as well as an artist if Traces of My Lipstick ended up being the very last Xscape album, or do you feel like there's still more in the tank for you guys to give?
It's definitely more in the tank. We've grown up, we've matured, we've experienced a lot outside of being little girls. So it's definitely more inside of us. So
Right.
much to give. It's not over with. It's not over yet.
Well, how do you feel the group would have ended up if you guys had continued after that third album? Do you feel like you guys would have taken it to another level, or do you feel like, just because of internal conflicts with the group that you guys needed to take a break before you guys got back together?
I think we needed that break. We
Yeah.
did. We definitely did because we've been at it since we were 15. So by the time we
Right.
was our late 20s, it was like, yeah, we definitely needed a break to recoup and think about what was important and what wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think was the most important thing that you learned during that break period for yourself?
Not to just rely on one source of income,
Right.
to have multiple strands of income.
Right. No, I hear you, and you're doing that with this EP. I want everyone to check it out. There's some great songs on there. Once I saw Q Parker on it, there you go. Q Parker's on the EP from 112, so you know it's going to be pretty good.
That
So,
that was one of my favorite songs. Being able to record that song with Q Parker and RL from Next produced the track.
oh
That
wow.
yeah, so you could, man. Let me tell you, we had so much fun in the studio. Just us, me and my brothers, just we reminiscing. We just had a good old time. Then we went to see her made magic.
Someone saying he's ignoring our questions. I didn't see your question there. Okay, we'll take one more question and then we'll keep this moving.
Uh-oh, what you ignoring? Don't let they're gonna come for you.
Oh yeah, they're coming for me right now.
It's not me, y'all. It's not me.
This is your last chance. I'm taking one more question.
Yes, the movie's gonna be off the hook. I'm telling you, it's so many different situations that happen. It's and I mean, you don't know the escape story. No one knows the escape story. It was a lot that we endured growing up as teenagers. Domestic violence. We dealt with, being arrested before shows. It was a lot of fist fights in the group, like physical throwdowns. It was just a lot. I'm telling you, when you see the movie, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, wow. I never would imagine that they would go through that. We went through some stuff.
Right.
It was a lot of stuff.
Awesome. Well, hey, Tamika, I think that's it for this. But I want to thank you for taking the time out to do this interview with us. Like I mentioned, you're one of our favorite vocalists. We want you to keep it up. We're so happy that you're doing solo music. Of course, we want new Xscape music, but we want you to continue doing this. You have a gift, and just keep it up.
Thank you, thank you. And the group is still together because we're doing individual things. We're just working women, so make sure you continue to support Escape. And support Escape 3 and support us individually. Myself, Tamika Scott, my sister Latasha Scott, Candy, and Tiny. Continue to support us because we're gonna keep it coming, y'all. We're not done yet. Don't get tired of us. Don't get tired of us.
Absolutely. Tamika, best of luck with everything, and you've got our support, all right?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thank you.